Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 39. Yesterday was a little bit rough, but we're going to get some money back today. We're going to keep moving forward. It was just a hiccup, and we'll continue on. Remember, this weekend, or a couple days ago, I updated my charts, and I saw the two big drops I had in January, and they looked so big on my yearly chart because it's only been a month and a half. But then when I looked at my all-time chart, they were two tiny little blips that looked like nothing. So definitely they mean something to me, but you know, they're so tiny overall. This morning is cold. It's 27 degrees, dry roads, sunny skies, and we are off. Got all my work done last night, and it turns out that these Europeans were upset because I had emailed them after hours, and they emailed me back on my day off and were upset that I didn't answer them right away, and that's what the big thing was. And then I said I would get all the work done for them that they needed, and they needed nothing. They just needed an update. So kind of ridiculous, but they hold my feet to the fire. I'm going to start holding their feet to the fire. I'm going straight to their manager every time I send them something, and it's been 24 hours and they haven't replied to me, even on days when they're not supposed to work. So two of us can play that game, and then if they want to have a peace treaty after that, that's fine, and if not, that's fine too. So I can be aggressive with the best of them, and believe me, I am relentless. Nobody will outwork me. So anyway, this morning we are going to the same area as yesterday. We are going to pound these guys. We're going to work hard. We're going to do our best. And I still have some chips at the second casino I'm going to today. And we're going to use some of those. We're going to see what we can do. You know, obviously we're not out of control or anything. We're going to play our normal game. We're going to try to make back 3,000 or 4,000 today. And if so, then we can probably end up with, you know, just about even or slightly down for the week, and no harm done, and we'll move on. So that's our plan for today. I have enough gas to I'm going to be either just barely short or just barely get to my first spot. So hopefully get to my first spot, then get some gas, and then between my first and second spot I have a meeting, and then from there should be a pretty easy day. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you as soon as something happens. Alright guys, I am back. So, you ever have a bird poop on your shoulder? Yeah, that's supposed to be good luck. I think I'm going to get some good luck today, because I just got pulled over for speeding. So that was really nice. Was doing 18 miles over the speed limit. Passed an officer who was very nice, and then he acted like he was going to give me a warning, and then he said, I'll be back with your citation. So I'm like, well, thank you very much for that. Delayed me 10 minutes here. So let's see, still okay on time. Gas wise, I don't know if I'm okay. Yeah, I'm still okay on gas, so I think I'll make it to the first casino okay. And he asked me if I go through this area quite a bit, and I said yes, I have work in the area. And he did a little bit of incriminate yourself. How fast do you think you were going? I love that, because unless you say like 2 miles below the speed limit, you know, you're going to incriminate yourself. So anyway, no big deal. I will pay the ticket and I will move on. So, and if they might have one of those courses you could take. I love those, and then it doesn't show up on your record at all. So I will investigate that. So anyway, moving on to the first casino still. I'll be back. You know, it's a shame that I got pulled over by the first cop that I saw, because I've seen about 7 more in the last 15 miles. And if I had known, and none of them have been reported on Google Maps, so thanks a lot everybody for not helping out. You know, I try to report it whenever I see it, but if I had seen the first couple, I definitely would have slowed down. But unfortunately, the first guy got me, so anyway, I'll be back. Alright guys, pulling up to the place here in a minute. I just spoke to a friend on Blackjack Apprenticeship about my trip to England. So hopefully the information he gave me is accurate. I believe it is. And I know the spread that I can use, and that will not get me backed off. So he gave me some really good information, and I appreciate that. You know, I don't know how much time I'm going to spend in the casinos because I'll be with the family, but I'll probably get out a couple nights during the week and see what I can get done. And from what I understand, and I don't think I've mentioned this before, their 50-pound note is their biggest note. So what a lot of people do is they go to the casinos when they cash out or whatever, they get it shrink wrapped kind of, and it's sealed by the casino, and it's in increments of 1,000 pounds. So if you want to pay for something, some banks and some casinos will do that, where they'll put it in 1,000 pound increments in this plastic, and it's easier to pay for something just by counting 1, 2, 3 instead of going, you know, 50, 100, 150, 200, and taking forever. So I know the $50 note in the U.S. is the most annoying one, because if you don't have two of them, it's a pain in the butt to count. But anyway, moving on here, almost there. I've seen about 10 more speed traps, so I guess today's the day for that. Luckily, I don't have to be home at a certain time tonight, I don't believe. So hopefully that's not home. I'll be right back. Sorry about that interruption. That was the shower people. Years ago, when I bought this house about 15 or 18 years ago, I designed my own shower, and I wanted something really beautiful and really amazing. And I designed a shower in the corner of the bathroom, and it's very big. It's about 3.5 by 3.5 feet, and it's like a square, but then it has a door that's angled like a 45-degree angle, and it's 10 feet tall, and it is a all glass shower, 10 feet tall, huge. Each piece of glass is hundreds of pounds. And so what happens is sometimes the glass will move slightly, and since there's such a low small amount of space for clearance, the glass will start tapping the other side, so the door will actually hit the other piece of glass. So it's just starting to do that, and I had these people come out a couple years ago and do a small adjustment. It took them about 5 minutes, and they were like, "Are you sure you want us to do this? It's going to be $150. And I'm like, "Yeah, it's going to make a big difference for me." But that's the only way, when you have something that huge, to adjust it, other than changing the door out completely with something lighter, because it is hundreds of pounds, and when it swings, it pulls slightly, and just moving a millimeter or two can make a big difference. So last time it took them 5 minutes, they just moved it a couple millimeters, and it was good for a few years. So they were at my door and nobody was answering the door, but now they said my wife answered, and they're in there looking at it, so everything is fine. So anyway, I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm back. So I went into this place, and I found a small play that I normally don't play, but it was in good position, and it was right next to a machine someone was playing, and I wanted to check that machine. So while I played that through, you know, I waited for him to get up. I actually made a few dollars on that play, like, I don't know, maybe $5 or $6 on that play. And then checked his machine, there was nothing there, moved on, and checked a few more. And then I found a machine that was, actually even before that, I found a machine right away, and I knew I was going to hit it within the first couple spins, and I did it, and that paid about $40-something profit, so that was a nice start. Walk around, look some more, and then one of the last machines I saw also was just in the money, and I played that and did pretty decent on that at an 80-cent level. It hit for $195, and that put me in the profit on it by about 170. So that was definitely a good thing. So right now I am I ended up ahead $2.59 for the session, and I am down the street right now getting ready to get some gas, and I'll be back here in a minute to update you some more. All right, guys, sorry about that. I was at the gas station. So again, using my Upside app, not a sponsor, maybe one day. I ended up saving 21 cents a gallon there, which is really nice, and had hundreds of dollars refunded to me to my checking account by using Upside. So definitely do not underestimate things like coupons, McDonald's specials, all those different things. Don't underestimate them, because they're a positive EV and they do add up. And if I'm getting a couple $100s a year back from gasoline, and I'm saving a couple $100s a year using fast food coupons and things, I'm open-minded to what I'm going to eat. So if double cheeseburgers on sale, maybe that's what I'm having today. If chicken sandwich is on sale, maybe that's what I'm having. But to me, that's all money saved is money earned, right? So anyway, so I cut you off here earlier, but when I went in there, they were working on machines again. I think if you remember yesterday, I talked about the first casino that I stopped at. They had a lot of machines turned off and they were working on stuff, and they're continuing to do that. I really didn't see any changes. Usually when I see this type of thing happen, it's usually not good news. It's usually followed by a machine getting tightened. Not always, but usually they're fixing a bug or they're tightening it. So anyway, it would not have broken my heart if some of the machines that they were working on yesterday were taken away, because although some of them are advantage plays, it's just not worth it. They're such small edges that the time is not worth it. So anyway, yeah, right now we are on our way to the next casino. I have a meeting starting in 8 minutes. I can do that with my noise canceling headphones in the car, and by the time I get to the next casino, the meeting would be over, and basically work would have taken 0 of my time. I did get up early this morning, do some work, and I did work late last night, so I'm in good shape. So we're moving on. Actually, we're going to cross over into another state here soon, and I'll be happy about that, because the state seems to be on the hunt for people today as far as speeders, and it'll be nice to get away from it. Plus, the speed limit in this other state is about 10 miles an hour higher, so you gotta love that. So it's interesting how it's the same road, just up the road or down the road from the other places, and same type of road, same width of road, but over here I'd pay a ticket for being 9 miles an hour over, but over there I'd be 1 mile an hour under, and it's not dangerous. So whatever. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Just finished up my team meeting. Everything went well, short and sweet, and I did my usual talking and contributing and joking around, especially since I'm in the car anyway. I'm driving anyway. I have time, and made everything flow well, and made the team think that I'm working, super hard, and I'm a team player, and I volunteered to help if anyone needs anything, and so everything looks good there. Right now I'm about 25 miles away from my next stop, and then I'll be back, and hopefully more good news for you today. All right, guys, now for some gambling news. I go into this place and go to the high limit area. There are only 2 tables open, a $50 and a $100 table, and both are busy, so I don't have a chance to sit down. I do walk around a little bit. I find a play on a slot machine in the high limit room. I play that through, and that was at a minimum bet, which was a $5 bet, and that didn't pan out great. It should have been a really good play, but it didn't work out. I ended up losing $30 on that. And then I went back to the blackjack area again, and there was a place to sit down. It was me and another gentleman, and the beginning of the shoe saw a decline in the count, so it was like a running -7 or 8. The guy lost 3 or 4 hands in a row that was sitting next to me and left, and it stayed pretty much neutral or negative most of the shoe until the last couple hands. and I finally started raising my bet to 200, 300, and the shoe ended. And then next shoe, started playing that, and I hear some commotion behind me. So in this casino, they've been doing some updates, carpet and other things, and fixing tables and stuff. So they moved some tables around. So next to me is a baccarat table. This baccarat table, there is one gentleman on there, and he is a piece of work. And the dealers will tell you that he will sit there and complain and talk to the dealer for half an hour before he places a bet. So he'll actually talk about just BS stuff for half an hour, and then he'll finally place a bet. Then he'll have a long discussion about that, and the dealers just get exhausted with this guy because he'll sit out most of the time while other people are betting. But if it's just him at the table, he'll just sit there and stare at it until he gets a feeling, and then he'll place the bet. So I start hearing some commotion behind me, and this guy is pissed, and I'm like, is this guy drunk? Because he's way over the top. He's like, I know I had $1,000 in front of me, and look how much I have right now. I should have $350. I should have $1,450, and he kept on changing the numbers. And it's like, this guy is most likely drunk and has no clue what he's talking about, and he's going to get ejected. No, he's not. They come over, they talk to him, they try to calm him down, they call surveillance. Surveillance reviews the hand. Surveillance says he got paid the right amount of money, and he took the $100 chips, and they're in his right hand, and he took the $25 chips, and he put them on the stack in front of him, and then he took some of that stack and put it in his pocket. And he's like, no, I know how much I have in my pocket. I have $875 in my pocket. And then he started complaining more, and it just kept going on and on and on. Meanwhile, my dealer is like, just like, he hates this guy. He's talking bad about this guy and stuff. And I've got neutral counts. I mean, I wish I had some good counts where I could raise my bet, but no such luck. So I keep on playing, and eventually the guy gets all the chips out of his pocket that he rat-holed, which is not rat-holing when you're the only one at the table, newsflash. And he's got like 2,500 in chips. And I'm like, are you kidding me? He's got all these chips, and he says he's supposed to have 1,500. He has no clue what he's supposed to have. So anyway, whatever. He ends up taking them all out of his pocket, counts them all, and then he apologizes. He didn't even apologize. He said, no, I was wrong. And I'm like, okay, here comes the apology. No apology comes. So whatever, you know, people are like that. And then he didn't play another hand the whole time I was there, and I was there almost an hour playing, and he didn't play another baccarat hand, but it's just maybe one more, because I heard him yelling for 8 of hearts for some reason. But anyway, whatever. All right, so how did we end up? I ended up ahead $600, and left that place, and now I just pulled into the parking lot of the casino that took all my money yesterday, and I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive with my bet spread today, because they have me on record as losing that much money yesterday. It's probably going to be similar people here today. The shift is about to change, so I'm going to have one shot at this. So I'd love to make 2,000 or 3,000 back and move on from there. You know, I still, even if I lost a bunch of money yesterday, leaving with a bunch of profit today doesn't help things much, especially since I've been hitting this area for 3 years. Now, if I was down 5,000 and I got back to even and ahead 1,000, that's different, because then I only won 1,000, not 6. But once you close it out for the day, you know, they're not going to say, oh, well, you lost that much yesterday, so it's okay if you won this much today. That's not how it works. So I am walking into the casino right now, and I'm going to come back and let you know what happens. All right, guys, I am back. Walked into this place and looked at some slot machines and saw too many Asians. I found two small plays. One was 1 spin and one was 3 spins. I lost a total of $5 on those, and that was all I could find. But one Asian lady was just staring me down. I'm like, let's go, lady. You want to fight? Let's go. Come on, let's go. No, I'm just kidding. I just looked away from her because I was ashamed of myself. Anyway, went and played some blackjack, and I was back there just a short time. It initially had some bad luck right away, but things turned around. I had a shoe where I had a real nice count going, and I was just chopping back and forth with the dealer. My stack was getting a little bit bigger, but overall just chopping back and forth. And then the count was like a running 8 or 7, something like that. I had a $200 bet out there, and the lady next to me got 2 jacks. I got 2 jacks, and the dealer got 2 jacks. And I said, man, blackjacks. I like blackjacks. Give me a blackjack. And the next hand, the lady got 1 jack, and I got an ace and a blackjack, which gave me a blackjack with a blackjack. And the dealer had 2 jacks. So I said, I think it's time to go. The count dropped, and I was ahead 1,100, so I decided to take a walk. The problem is they just changed the shift there, so the odds of me going back to the same casino again are not good, although the casino I came from before that is still a possibility. So we'll see what happens there, just depending on timing, because that was a quick one there. Let's see. Right now, heading off to another casino. This one is hit or miss. They say the high limit opens at 10 or 11, but sometimes it's a lot later. Sometimes I've seen it at 2 o'clock before it opens up. So hopefully it's already open. If not, I'll head back to the casino that I left before this casino and try to play a little bit more there, because the shift would have changed there. So, yeah, really that's about it. I saw another card counter there who's a friend of mine. And unfortunately, for a while there, I was a little nervous because there were 2 tables open, and he and I were the only ones playing. He was on one table, and I was on the other table, so never good. And then in addition to that, the pit was opening up new tables, but there was some kind of a manager that was standing almost directly behind me, and I kept discussing stuff with him and talking to him and putting him on the spot, and he finally walked away. So I don't know what the deal was there, if he was waiting for some news about card inventory or something to do with opening the tables or what, but he ended up walking away. So overall, now I just drove by an ambulance, and there are 2 homeless people, and one of them is being put into the ambulance with a cover over his head. Did he get stabbed or killed by the other one? I don't know what's going on. The police are there, and they definitely rushed over there because they're facing the wrong way. You know, they just pulled up the wrong way down the street. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know if they'll be there when I leave the casino and I can take another look. But anyway, I don't know where I was going, but I'll tell you where I'm going now. I'm going to the next casino. I'm going to go in and play some blackjack. This place has very little slot opportunity now, so hopefully I can get a little bit of something on slots. The last 2 weeks have been horrible. I was getting 2,000 plus a week, 3,000, lots of weeks on slots for the last month or so, and it was actually outperforming blackjack at a couple points there. But right now I'm getting almost nothing from slots, so we'll see how it goes. I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. So went to the next spot and looked at one slot before I went to the blackjack area, and there was nothing going on there. And then went and played blackjack, came back and looked at slots again. Ended up ahead only 27 on the slots. So not great, but that's what I expected out of this place. It's a smaller shop and it has a lot less opportunity for slots. I did play some blackjack. Today the spread was 1 to 10, but just didn't really have a chance to get the top bets out there today. I was in there for about 45 minutes or so and ended up leaving ahead 500 on the slots. So another 500 takes us over 2,000 for the day. I'm sorry, I had 500 on the blackjack. So another 500 takes us over 2,000 for the day for blackjack. Not much on the slots today, but still, you know, whatever. 300 on the slots, not bad. I'm contemplating my next move here. Time-wise, I'm kind of in the middle of where I want to be. I think I'm going to move on out of the city here. Yeah, I think so. And I'm hoping that next week on Monday, I will have a special guest with me from Blackjack Apprenticeship. A friend of mine met through Blackjack Apprenticeship, and we may be riding together. So hopefully we'll have Monday may be rough for me. All right, I'll have to think about this. It may have to be Tuesday. Remember, I'm working on Mondays these days, so in the office. So I'll figure something out here, and I'll let you know and let him know. And right now, I am leaving the city. I'm fine on gas, obviously, just filled up recently, and catching up on my work as I'm driving. We'll be listening to some podcasts and getting myself updated, talking to friends and stuff through chat to see how they're doing and what's going on with them. And I'll be back when I hit my next spot. So I'll be back with you soon. All right, guys, moved on to the next place. And let me replay it in my head. Walked in, saw another advantage player, went around the corner, saw another advantage player, looked around for a while, saw 3 more advantage players, walked out. That's the short end of what happened. The long story is, I walk in, I found one machine that someone missed. I play that, and I make, I don't know, $10 or $15. Move on to another machine, I lose like $150 at $4 a spin. Move on to another one, I get most of it back, so I'm only down like 30. And move on to another machine, which is one that I think I'm the only one that really plays, and made it back there and ended the session ahead, $25. I don't want to get pulled over again. This is about the 5th time I've encountered some kind of police or something right in my face as soon as I went over a hill. You'd think I'd be smart enough to figure out, to slow down or something. I wasn't even speeding there, but anyway, I was involved for as much as 400, or no, actually about 300. I did put a few hundred extra in the machine because certain machines, it makes a difference if you have the money already in or not. So let's just say that. And I think at my low point I was down about 225 or so, and ended up leaving ahead 25. While I was there, I was actually looking for someone. They weren't there. Everyone else was there except the person I was looking for. And then I did see a guy who I found out later was a multi-millionaire. He looks like a farmer. He's a very humble guy. He plays big, but you wouldn't think he had money. You would think that he was playing above his means, because he just doesn't dress it. He dresses pretty much like in overalls, like you would think a farmer would wear. And a real nice guy. I spoke to him for a minute. But when I find out someone's a millionaire, I try not to bug them, because I don't want them to know that I know that they have money, and don't want them to get the wrong idea that I'm hanging around them, for the wrong reason. But one of the other APs knows that he has money, and he was stuck to him. The whole time I was there, he was hanging around him. So I'm sure he'll ask him for some money. What else did I want to tell you? Oh, the weather. The weather all of a sudden has turned. And my whole trip up until I left the last city was pretty dry roads, pretty nice day. And I talked to my wife, and she told me that it's supposed to snow where we live. And I'm like, okay, well, it's fine up here. And then I start seeing a few flakes. Well, I look at the radar, and we're supposed to be getting up to 4 inches of snow tonight. So 2 inches in the next 6 hours, and up to 2 more inches after that. So, hopefully I'll get home. The weather won't be too bad. So far, it looks like there's no chance that it's going to be that kind of snow. I'm seeing snow, and the weather is cold enough for it to stick, but just not enough snow falling. Visibility's not great, but it's just, I just don't see how it's going to stack up. Now, it might get worse up ahead here, but anyway, I don't know what kind of grade I give myself so far today. I would say not very good. I kind of felt like I was in a testy mood all day. I felt like I was grumpy today, and I don't know if it was just stress or what, but just didn't have the greatest day. Did well, won a couple thousand plus, but just not a fun day. I guess part of it could be the ticket I got earlier, but shoot, I paid for that the first stop I made. So anyway, I don't know what's going to happen next week. I don't know if I'm going to go somewhere on Sunday, and so I'll have to let you know. We forgot to talk about food yesterday. What did you have to eat today, MW? Yesterday I had that sub, and remember, I was in a big hurry to get home, and I kept speeding more and more and more and more, and I got home, got to my meeting. 10 minutes before my meeting, I was only a few miles away. Then I run into a closed lane on the 2-lane road I was on. Then the road was closed due to an accident, and then I was behind 3 or 4 minutes, and then it cleared up all of a sudden. Everything was okay. It was all cleared up, and I ended up getting to the meeting right on time, so that was not an issue. So stopping for that Subway at that gas station saved the day, because if I ran into that traffic, I wouldn't have made it otherwise if I went to the other gas station. Today, I don't know. I know my mom made some food. I know she gave it to my wife, so I'm going to have that. I have not really had much to eat today so far. I think I had some peanut butter crackers and some animal crackers and some fruit snacks. Is that a good day's food? And I had a bottle of water, so I think I need to go home and do a better job of taking care of myself. But we'll see how it goes. I'll update you next time I go somewhere, whether it's Sunday or Monday or Tuesday. I'll let you know how this week ended up. I think I ended up down a couple thousand, 2,000-3,000 probably. And I'll be back. Hope you guys have a good weekend. If you have any questions or comments, the email is mwusa21@gmail.com. mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.